This will be fun. WNBA All-Star Game is this Saturday. I am looking forward to this. WNBA All-Star Game is this only happens every 1 of 4 years, and it's just, again, perfect timing. Gotta love the basketball gods here. Perfect timing of the All-Star team, now starring Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, gets to go against the Olympic team, and they're going to go head-to-head this Saturday, July 20th in Phoenix, Arizona, home of Diana Taurasi. Hi, Diana, Brittany Griner and crew, and a lot of people had a lot to say about this rookie class coming in, and they're going to need to learn and adjust, and they get to now go head-to-head with the United States Olympic team right before they go on their way to Paris. So this is just beautiful. This is going to be very highly rated. I mean, to give you an idea, last year, I think they bragged about 850,000 viewers for the WNBA All-Star Game last season, which is, Hey. I mean, honestly, though, 850,000 is like 30-40% less than even what the regular season games right now are averaging with the new uptick in eyeballs and attention and everything else that Caitlin and Angel have brought. I mean, hell, they had 700,000 people vote for Caitlin Clark. I'm sure we're going to get more than that to at least watch the game. So that's going to be crushed. The record or this is the best we've had in like 18 years, 850,000. That's going to be crushed. When you consider we had 700,000 people vote for Caitlin Clark in the All-Star Game. And to give you an idea just how big of a deal that is, so again, Caitlin was the leading vote getter. Just to give you an idea of the attention and eyeballs, 700,000 people voting for her. The year prior to that, the top vote getter was A'ja Wilson, who is the best player in the WNBA. She only got 95,000 votes. Last year, that was the leading vote getter. They couldn't get 100,000 people to vote for a player. This year, they got 700,000 to vote for this next one. So it's going to be the highest rated. It's going to be most anticipated. It's going to be the most watched. It's going to be, a once every 4 years opportunity that just fell into our lap. WNBA continues to just live off of this new group and this new class's push and attention that they're bringing. And there's even more in that. I'll bring it up here in a second. But again, you consider the WNBA's average viewership right now is 1.4 million, and Angel and Caitlin, when they played against each other, was 2.3 million. There's no way in effing hell they're not going to beat 850,000. Probably going to decimate it. I'll ballpark 3.5 to 4 million, which will be by far the most they've ever seen. It's just too good, too many storylines there as the, Caitlin and Angel effects. But really the Caitlin effect continues to happen. This girl is the best golden goose for a sport that I've seen. The only other two I can compare it to was Tiger Woods in golf back in the early 2000s. I think a lot of people remember that. Suddenly everyone gave a shit about golf. And, Michael Jordan, minor league baseball. And that might be a better comparison because nobody gave a damn about minor league baseball till Michael Jordan showed up. Suddenly everything was sold out. All their jerseys were sold out. Everybody wanted to know what was happening. The Birmingham Barons were suddenly the biggest story in the world. Nobody had been watching the WNBA for a minute. Caitlin and Angel show up, and really Caitlin Clark, more than Angel. I'm just going to keep it a buck, and I'll give you some facts here, but it's just what it is. And suddenly they're in a whole new elevation. Matter of fact, if you can go ahead and go to this next picture, this is the latest ones here. I mean, you might as well just thank her. Just thank Caitlin.
What can I say except you're welcome?
I mean, this girl is just continuing to do things. So the latest big news is that the WNBA new television contracts have been released. That's been the latest thing that is straight out of Clarkonomics and the Caitlin effect. The new TV deal was just announced earlier last night and early today. They now have an 11-year, $2.2 billion deal, television deal that is now up 500% from their previous contract. NBA only went up 150% because of Caitlin specifically and Angel and some other girls as well. They are now up 500% in their new television deal. They're going to get $2.2 billion over the next 11 years. That's going to either quadruple or quintuple the amount of money they're making, and they're finally, for the first time in WNBA history, are going to not just be profitable, they're going to be able to give raises.
Money.
This is all, I don't give a shit. I am obviously been Team Caitlin for a long time, but let's just keep it a buck when I got to keep it a buck. The Caitlin Clarkonomic facts are just astounding. First of all the top 10 games this year, all the most watched, the top 10 record-setting games have all been in the Indiana Fever games. I'll repeat that again. All the top 10 most watched games have been Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Those include, by the way, all the 6 networks, which have now this year bragged their highest viewership ever in all 6 networks' separate histories. All top 10 of those games, the most watched, have been Indiana Fever games. 8 of the highest ticket price games this year have been Indiana Fever games. Fever attendance is 16,900 people at home. That is a WNBA record. What's even more phenomenal is that away, they still bring out 15,950 people per game to go watch the Indiana Fever play, which is, again, both WNBA all-time records. Her new All-Star jersey, Caitlin's All-Star jersey, got sold out in 18 minutes. WNBA merchandise is up 756%. Now to go along with their up 500% television deal. Now to go up with all 6 networks bragging the most watched games ever in their WNBA history. Not to mention, do you see what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know what else to say. You better thank this girl. WNBA, I'm tired of some of y'all still bitching. Fan base is still moaning. Just thank the poor girl. This girl has carried this league kicking and screaming.
What can I say except you're welcome?
Caitlin Clark's been doing her thing, and everyone's been watching, and man, has she been doing it more lately. As I don't know, man, and I've been, rooting for this. I've been pushing for it. I love that Angel has been giving Caitlin a real shove, and is actually, as a week ago, was ahead in a lot of the Rookie of the Year race ratings and stuff. It might be over. Cut to the next one for me, Mateo. The Rookie of the Year race might already be over. And it's been beef, and I've loved it, and it's been a lot of fun, but I think the Supergirl might have taken over Angel after what she just did leading into this All-Star break. But now, Vegas odds, the latest Vegas odds, just so you know, the Rookie of the Year, now it's negative 2,000 for Caitlin Clark and plus 600 for Angel Reese. By far the largest separation they've had because, look, as good as Angel's been doing, and Angel's been doing great, her WNBA record, 15 straight double-doubles, which is all-time WNBA history, was thwarted the other day, but then she got another one in a victory. So she's 15 of 16. She's got 17 total. She is still second in the league in rebounds. Not first anymore, but second to Asia Wilson. They're still in 8th place in the playoffs, 10-14. She is continuing to put up solid, good numbers. Sad news, though, for if you're a Chicago Sky fan, they just traded Mabry, their 3rd best player, yesterday. I thought that was bananas. But they traded Mabry in a shocking move kind of towards the future for picks and stuff. But still, again, Angel had been putting up, 15 straight double-doubles, all-time WNBA record, is still second in the league in rebounds, right behind Asia Wilson, is on her way to probably beat the all-time, I believe, for the entire season. She's still on pace to break the record for double-doubles. She's a rebounding machine. She's a dog. She's a beast. Her team's in the playoffs, although we'll see after the Mabry trade if that still goes down. But she ain't doing what Caitlin's doing. She ain't doing it. She ain't doing what Caitlin's doing. I don't know what to tell you. This girl who's now leading the WNBA in assist and is top 20, by the way, in every statistical category you can think of, and still at points created, number 1 at least 32.5 points per game created when you average points and assists together. But let's put the video up. This one last night, I know it was in a loss. But Caitlin, the first girl to ever get a rookie triple-double, now broke the all-time WNBA record last night, 19 assists in a game, the all-time record, and did it scoring 24 points as well. How good is that? Again, I talk about points created, averaging points and assists. She was personally responsible last night between her points and assists for 66 of their 93 points. That is also a WNBA record. No one's single-handedly been responsible for 66 points in a game the way Caitlin Clark was just last night. She is now she now has her third 20-10 game in this season. Only one has ever happened for any other rookie in league history. She's the only one other than Vandersloot in 2018 to have 20 points and 15 assists in the game. She's already 13 assists, only 13 left away from the rookie record. So, I don't know what to tell you. It's the all-time WNBA record. She smashed it last night with 24 points. She created 66 points of offense by herself. This girl is really starting to figure it out, especially getting towards the basket. She's starting to figure out now how to drive and get some inside shots, but she's definitely figured out your double teams and how to hit you with the pick and roll and finding the shooters. Mitchell has been playing extremely well as well. But I don't know what to tell you, man. I was really, hoping that this Rookie of the Year race will continue. But when you look at the Vegas odds now putting at negative 2,000 to plus 600, you look at the numbers going on. Again, she's now first in the league in assists. She's top 20 in every single category. She is setting, not just kind of records, but all-time records here that are just going to be hard for a double-double, points and rebounds, 10 points, 14 rebounds. It's hard to compete with, if she continues to put up games of 24 points and 19 assists. I mean, other than you being on Team Angel, and I get it, I'm really starting to grow. Angel's starting to grow on me a lot. But let's be honest here. I mean, if anybody told you that two players, one had 24 points and 19 assists, and the other one had 24 points and 19 rebounds, who was more impactful? Unless you're on Angel's side and you want to play stupid, you're going to have to sit there and tell me the truth. You're going to have to tell me that obviously creating 66 points of offense is more important than having 19 rebounds. Rebounds can lead to offense. They can lead to putback points. But, I mean, between, points and assists, those are the guaranteed buckets. Those are the ones that actually went through the basket. As I've always said, the goal is to put the ball in the basket more than you. You really can't, you can. You'd be wrong, or you'd be a casual, or you'd just be full of shit completely. If you tried to tell me if two girls in the same game, one had 24 points and 19 assists, versus the other one had 24 points and 19 rebounds, that they both had the same amount of impact, or that the girl had the rebounds, had more impact. You'd be lying to yourself. You'd be lying to me. You can do it, but I wouldn't recommend it. So I hate to say it. I think it might be over, unfortunately, although there's still plenty of time. They're going to play with each other in the All-Star game. That's going to be very fascinating. I can't wait to see that, because we've all created all this beef. We've all created a lot of tension between these two girls. These fan bases are rabid against each other. We don't like each other. Your girl does this, your girl does that. Your girl ain't shit. Your girl ain't shit. It's going to be fun to see if they can put everything behind them and just play some basketball together in the All-Star game, because they now have a common enemy in Diana and Plum and some of the other girls who are like, oh, when y'all get here, you're going to learn that we're grown and y'all, no. So getting all that together is going to be very exciting and fun. But when Caitlin's doing what she's doing, I mean, leading the league in assists, top 20 in every category, creating 66 points in a game, setting all-time records, it's not even me just being a fan. It's just kind of what it is. And then there is the pressure, too, although they did get their television deal now signed. But, I mean, you look at the effect she's having. There's it's happened in other leagues. It's happened in other sports leagues where, it's hard to go against the one that's, bread and your butter, so to speak. But anyways, I digress. Oh, and real quickly, let me mention this too. Turnover, shut up. This is something else I need to bring up before I move on. I almost forgot about this. So everyone brings up the turnovers of Caitlin Clark, and she is still number one in turnovers. They lost that game last night to the Wings, where she did have some bad turnovers at the end. However, as I pointed out before, the all-time leaders in the NBA and WNBA in turnovers are LeBron James and Diana Taurasi, arguably the two GOATs of each of their respective sports. But I even looked further. Number two in the turnover ratio right now in the WNBA, the second most turnovers, is Alyssa Thomas, who is second behind Caitlin right now in assists and is considered one of the best players in the league. So not only are the all-time leaders in turnovers two of the arguable GOATs of both of their sports and in their leagues, the girl behind Caitlin Clark in turnovers, that's at number two, is Alyssa Thomas, one of the top 10 players in the league and one of the best things going, and also someone else who creates a lot of offense. Y'all really push and try for that. It's a lot of horseshit. It's a lot of, what you're doing. It's kind of the one thing you have. It's the one thing you're trying to cling to. And when you bring up, kind of the facts about it, look, turnovers are never great, but anybody who creates a lot of offense is obviously going to have the ball a lot, which means you're going to have more turnovers. And if LeBron and Diana and, people like Steph Curry, Steve Nash back in the day, Alyssa Thomas is number two on that list, you got to admit it kind of screws up your whole argument.
Your Honor, I object.
And why is that?
Because it's devastating to my case.
And also, they're not winning. Well, you know what? They're ahead of Angel in the Chicago Sky. They're in seventh place right now. They're 11-15. In the last 5 years, 4 years ago, they had 6 wins total for the entire season, 6 wins before that, 5 wins before that, and last year they were up to 13. They're already at 11 with like 15 to go. So if they only go like 3-12 in their last 15, they're going to have a better record than they did last year. They're continuing to improve. She's continuing to improve. She's continuing to kick ass. Angel's still doing her thing. I'm rooting for her, and I can't wait for the All-Star game. But, I mean, the Rookie of the Year thing might be, don't know what to tell you.